Hi, everybody. Today is October 3rd, and it was Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the evening. I actually just woke up about 10 minutes ago from a nap. My husband's at school, so I figured I'd do a vlog real quick. As everybody knows, for about a week now, I've been really exhausted, tired, either sleeping 3 or 4 hours or sleeping not long, but maybe taking a nap in the afternoon. I'm gonna start to sit down tomorrow, Thursday, and do my work tomorrow. Get as much as I can before Friday. My mom's gonna come Friday after 5 o'clock for dinner with her new boyfriend. So try to get my work as much as I can done. I'm only concentrating on my two postings that are actually doing on a Friday. Everything else is due on a Monday, so I would just slowly work on it until it's all handed in Monday. Um, so the thumbnail that everybody saw, if they are watching this live stream, is one of the games that I got on Steam. It's one of the hard games. And it just came out September 25th, but I just bought it. And when I bought it, it was only $19.99. Now it is $24.99. As you can clearly see on Steam. They did have an update September 29th, and they announced October 1st, 2 days later, that they will have another one. Now, people are asking a question about this mode. It's called Dread Mode. But they don't really give you much information. For me, I think they're making it sound like it's going to be a little bit easier. So I've played 1.6 hours of this game. Haven't done a review yet, but here are some pictures of it. And I've seen one of these guys. I haven't gotten down there yet. That's the basement. And my idea or my thinking of this game is that it is based on the actual movie a little bit. It does have a storyline. The person that you actually see at the beginning, you don't see that character. That is just supposed to build up to what the game's all about, and a little bit how to use mechanics. The sounds are amazing. But for me, when you have to play a game and you have to pay attention to the sounds, it can be difficult because I am 75% deaf. So I have to have volume up louder, which isn't good for your eardrums, even though you may not realize that you're hurting yourself, you are. So the first part of it, I probably played about 45 minutes. It reminds me of Resident Evil, where you would go to a door and it would tell you you needed a certain key. A long time ago when they were made, it used to say, like the blue key, the red key. And then they started changing that to objects, like the scorpion key. So it reminds me of that because you got to find these keys. So the first key I found, there's only like 3 rooms you can go into, so of course you're going to find the key. But yeah, I can see how you can miss them. 2 keys that I found were on the floor. It has, I'll just say it's like haunted. We'll just say that with a really bad past. And it's a mansion, which again, the theme is it's a mansion with a really bad past. Resident Evil. It has to be this. The devs of this have to like Resident Evil because it's just too familiar. It's very pretty. It's made with Real Engine 4. Like I said, the noises, the sounds, the crackling of the fireplace is all on key. I'm. It's supposed to be in England, um, and the only voice so far is this one person. You play as a man, and I don't like the voice acting for him. The mechanics of him walking around, running, things of that nature, breathing is fine. It's just his voice doesn't work for me. But it's not gonna kill the game for me. I'm still gonna play it and enjoy it. It's just his voice is really annoying. Um, and the running in it, unfortunately, you have to keep pressing the button to be able to run. It's like 2 seconds later, he can't breathe. In this game, I guess you need to run. I met the woman that a lot of people have talked about seeing or hearing. So I'm not too sure what her story is. And I keep finding a picture of this one woman from a really long time ago, dressed in older clothes. And her hair is done nicely. She's got makeup on, so it looks like she's posed in the picture. Looks like to me maybe she was the first actual owner, and she seems like she got a lot of money. So I think this woman that everybody hears and sees is actually her. Maybe she had an illness or something. She didn't want to die, or she wanted to be like the queen of the world. Who the hell knows? But so far, I'm enjoying it. So 1.6 hours, a little over an hour and a half. And then I went and I was playing this game. And this one was released October 2nd, which was yesterday, which I got. It has very positive reviews. And this one is early access. It's still on sale for $20. It's going to be $25. I suggest if this is a game you may be interested in, they have all the questions that you would need to ask them and what to expect and will the price go up? How long do you think it's going to take? All right there. I saw in forums that people were asking questions that they already answered. So, just off the top of my head, a few that I remember. That game is in chapters, and supposedly there's going to be 4 chapters altogether. The first chapter is called Lucy, and it's a little girl, and you have to find out what happened to her. And all these stories that you come across, these chapters, are families that used to live here, and they do not know each other, but they're still kind of stuck. So it's supposed to be a really big house, according to these people. That probably has been standing for a while, so it's changed over time. These people have moved in. You play as a gentleman. He wakes up, and you're playing as him. Now, the room that you wake up in, he's kind of like on the floor, and it looked like to me there was blood. And it's a room up in like I call the attic. And once he wakes up and he walks out of it, he's a little dizzy, but you can't get back into that room. It says you need a garage key. As you can see by a few of the pictures, again, Real Engine 4. It's another beautiful game. Lots of stuff to look at. The first game I talked about is supposed to be abandoned for a while, so there's cobwebs and furniture's broken. There's actually water leaking the day you get there. In the other game, it's raining, so there's puddles, and you can hear all that. This game is a modern house with a dark history. Maybe this guy doesn't know about it. So when this game starts, it actually gives you an idea what the game's going to be about. You wake up and it's a family. You can hear a little baby crying. There's two younger children and what looks like to be the wife all tied up with duct tape on the mouth. You can tell they're terrified. You can see it in their face. They're crying. They're trying to talk and scream. And why? Because the husband, the father, has a gun. He's putting bullets in, and the sounds are really there. You may not want to wear your headset up that loud. I had to turn mine down. And you get an idea about what that story was about. So, according to the description, it has different stories. One story you're going to come across is family murdering family. Another one, suicide. Another one, another haunting. So this is supposedly has a dark past. It doesn't say how long the house has been there, when it was built, who built it. So again, once that little movie cut screen comes in, then you just go right into the game. As you're exploring, you will notice bear cans everywhere. So I'm thinking maybe the guy passed out there, maybe that he just got sick of something he ate. Maybe it wasn't actually blood, but to me it looked like it. You collect pills, lighters, there's a camera, you use the flash. So far, I haven't seen any way to defend yourself. It's best to stay in the light and stay out of the dark as much as possible. This is a game that is in early access again, does have glitches. So I actually was able to go outside after activating some memories of the ghost girl, and I believe, her name's Lisa. I was able to go outside, and when I first went outside, you couldn't see anything. It was all white. You could hear the rain. And I was like, oh, okay. So I got out of it. I contacted them, let them know this is what I felt was a bug. I restarted it, and it worked just fine. It is a little laggy. There's no direction what you need to do. You just, he wakes up and has a hangover, and you're just, walking around the house. But once you figure it out, there's 2 floors. If there's nothing downstairs, go upstairs. There's a basement that's getting worked on, so that's a little scary. There's electric in some parts of the house and in others. In the second part of her story, where the house changes, you'll be able to get candles, but unfortunately, they need to optimize the candles. The candles are there to be able to light them and hold them as you're walking so that they will last longer, so that your lighters that you find will stay full. Well, and it's supposed to give you more leeway of the ghost not being able to come at you. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You can't even tell you're holding the candle. It's kind of like floating in front of you, which is retarded. Some of the things that you can look at and examine go through the wall, things of that nature. But I mean, so far, it's pretty decent. Another question that they had is that once this is out of early access, which should take roughly 4 months, that's what they're working on, the price will go up, and they didn't say how much. So I got it for 20. They're asking 25. I want to say with all 4 chapters, and maybe if they just have a survival mode or something, so there's replayability, or if they're planning on putting DLCs out, I would definitely think they'd be asking for about 35, 40 bucks. So right now, Lucy's Story, depending how you play it and if you get stuck, you supposedly could play 4 to 6 hours. Now, I don't know how many parts it is, but once you get to one part, you experience something the little girl did, then that's what starts next part. You can save at times that you want to, and there's also auto saving. So when you reload, you have to pay attention because the auto save may be saved after you saved. So it's something you notice on the right hand side, and you really want to pay attention if it's saving. I went and saved as much as I could because the ghost girl, once she is activated, she doesn't like to leave you alone. So far I've had 2 jump scares. If you get a jump scare or a movie cut and you die, you have to rewatch it. So again, saving is pretty important in this game, it seems like. I'm sure they're going to optimize and fix whatever they can. I mean, literally, it just came out yesterday. And they do have something here that is dated for today, October 3rd, a minor patch note, day 1. And apparently this is the 4th patch or optimizing or fix, because they were testing it before they actually released it yesterday. So it already did have 3 updates to it where it was on version 1.003. And I did notice when I stopped playing this game last night, 2:30 in the morning, is it updated. I noticed that on Steam because I downloaded these 2 games yesterday, but separately. So I played one first and I played the other second. That's why I noticed it. So again, I mean, it was just released and they already have a patch. They're listening and they're commenting, which is fantastic. The only reason why I didn't get the Works of Mercy on sale for $12.74 is because the devs said that it's never went into early access, that they worked on it for 2 years, that they feel it's the best product that they can produce, and they don't feel they need to fix or add any more content to it. Now, I thought it was supposed to be kind of like Jigsaw. You know, this guy's supposed to be Jigsaw and he's messing with you for some reason. There's a checklist in that game as you're about to leave your apartment. You're not supposed to leave the apartment unless he tells you you have to go to the basement. It's a lot of just listening to him talk to you. One part of it where I watched somebody play to see if this is something I really wanted to get. Your wife calls you. She seems a little upset, but then tells you she just called you from her house. But you're in their house. You're married to her. Didn't make any sense. It's not a big environment. It's got a bathroom. It's got a kitchen. Like a work area. It doesn't even have a living room. It's like a work area, your bedroom, and a very tiny room with a bed and a dresser in it. That's supposed to be your daughter's room. There's no toys that suggest that you have a 2-year-old child. Clothes. You're opening up drawers. There's pretty much nothing in them. You can look at a couple pictures. There's nothing to really examine. They said that they had a hard time with the optimization, so that a lot of the stuff that was actually in the demo, they took out. Well, then maybe it should be a $7 game, because they're literally asking, I think, $16 for it, and I think it should be like a $7 game, because again, you're just listening to a crazy person on the phone telling you that he has your 2-year-old daughter, and that there's total 3 people that I noticed you have to kill. You can choose not to, but then you piss them off. Excuse my French. And there's a checklist that's supposed to represent do's and don'ts of what I think is supposed to be his Bible, which brings religion into the game, which it shouldn't be like that. But, so there's like do's and don'ts of work of mercy, and it will say works of mercy. And if you don't do it, it gets an X. If you do it, you get a check mark. And they said it's about an hour and a half game. No save. That it's meant to be played through all the way. And that has multiple endings, but won't tell you how many. And it said, the dev said it depends what questions you ask out of 3 things you can ask will determine if you get the check or not. And then they turned around and they said, somebody who actually played the game said, well, I just played it for a second time and I chose different things, and some of the things that were different that I remembered was the same exact outcome. The person responded in the same exact way, but he never got a different ending. So a lot of people are really, really aggravated because it did look beautiful. And I could never play the demo. I tried. I could barely walk. And it's like, well, I'm not going to go ahead and pay $12.75, find out I don't like it within the 2 hours, and then have to wait 3 or 4 days for a refund. Because money gets taken out of my checking account right away. So I just decided to get these two games instead. And then there was another game on sale yesterday. It's only a $3 game. But I got it for half off, $1.49. Why not? And this is the time that I play horror games. I'll play until maybe the middle of January, beginning of February. And then around that time, I go into more open world kind of games, online, things of that nature. So this one is supposed to be a haunting. It looks like it starts off in the hospital. And it's called Awaken. I believe it's called Awaken Room. And you play a patient, I'm guessing, trying to figure out, can't remember why he's there. And it's Halloween themed, so psychological horror. So that's what's going on there. I haven't really gotten back into the Resident Evil 7 yet. I played about 2.5 hours of it. I am now in the lab in the basement. There's like a lab and they have a small morgue. That's where I am right now. Trying to figure out which way I need to go and to see if I can make any more bullets, because I have none left. And those things are very hard. They come out of the black monkey stuff. It's very hard to run past them. And I'm getting 2 or 3 at a time, so I have to shoot them. And I just got the shotgun and replaced the good one with the broken shotgun. But I don't have a lot of bullets for that, so. And you have to be up close and personal to use a shotgun. I like to be further away. But so far what I did play of it is really good. Again, I had a hard time with the demo when the demo first came out a year ago. And they seem like they optimized it a couple of times and the aiming is a lot better. So I'm happy about that. And I haven't had any glitches where I died after like 2 hours after I save. Now I lose everything. I've made sure I've been going back to the save and just running back and forth. A little annoying, but gotta do what you gotta do. And I can't wait to play the DLC that I never even knew they created, which was Zoe's End, where you meet her uncle, who seems older than her father, or at least a little bit wiser. So I've watched people play Not the Hero, but not all the way through. So I have an idea what that one's like. So that's what's going on there. Really no update grades. I still have a 97 in my writing class, and I still have a 90 in my biohuman class. I'm waiting for last week's grades to be put in. Same thing as read a chapter, do a posting, reply to people. In my bio, I have a regular 20-minute time quiz. In my writing class, I have an online library lesson and then a quiz after that. You can retake that one twice, so you can always get an easy 100 if you remember what your answers are. But some of them might be 2 or 3 answers, so if you don't answer them, check them all off, you lose points. I got an 87 last week, but I didn't feel like going back and trying to remember, because like 5 of the questions did have 3 to 5 answers out of a huge list. So it's just, what you really need to know that the teacher feels important to write a strong research paper that is basically what this class is. It's for learning how to properly looking for resources, not copywriting, putting your in text citations, using the biographic, whatever thing, not works cited or anything of that nature for your science pieces. So for what I wrote about, which I wrote, again, like I said last week, essay form, it was, one paragraph into the third page. When it's done, she expects it to be at least 5 pages. But if it's 7, she'll be happy. Because as you go to the 4-year college, you should easily be able to write a draft in 7 pages. So again, I did about communications in the workplace and how to properly and effectively communicate to people. So I started off with a history of how we learn when we're born, why this may be. Then in the second paragraph, I go to talk about, but when you go and you get a job, who's teaching you how to communicate properly in the workplace? It's not just about the words you use or how you say it. There's more to do with properly talking in the workplace. You might have to write memos, you might have to write letters to businesses and companies to try to get investors. So there's certain ways you need to know how to talk. You might be communicating with lectures for new team members where you're using PowerPoint. So again, all different ways of doing things. So I hope you like this video. Any video games that you know of, horror, semi-horror, walking simulator horror, I'm just looking for some games that's not too pricey to play. Again, October 9th, I will be playing Overkill The Walking Dead with my husband. He actually starts vacation this Monday. And today's Thursday, so he actually starts his vacation on the 9th. Because by Sunday, he'll have all his work done. So Sunday is October 9th. And so that'll be a little incentive to try to at least get my 2 postings done tomorrow, which I should be able to. Usually when posting is 2 to 4 hours, depending how much detail I want to put into it and how much I have to research. So for my English writing class, it's just pretty simple. It's based on your personal experience of proofwriting and proofreading other people's stuff and how you would go about doing it. How would you communicate to somebody about doing it without being rude? You know, maybe how you would want somebody to communicate to you. You can always put experience of somebody being rude and nice, so you get negative and positive feedback, which is probably how I'm going to do it. Just to get storytelling, get my point across, and storytelling, again, is communications that you can actually use in the workplace. So, and then the feedback is I got to go to page, my book, 167, read what the person has written. There's basically 3 questions that she wants you to include, but you can include more to the topic. This is just a sense of direction to help us. And then she wants you to pick 2 things from a checklist that they did do and that they didn't do, and give positive feedback to them. And then in my human bio class, I got 2 videos to watch. I don't know how long. Again, the quiz, the posting, and 2 replies. So it's a pretty easy week. I think next week is when my English teacher, will give us our first draft back and want us to revise it with what she said and what the students have replied. And then a third one that we will do, we have to use either a actual tutor, the Learning Center, or e-tutoring. But you have to have proof. So e-tutoring gives you a copy of everything they suggest and why. So I'll be using that. So other than that, that's what's going on. So again, today's Wednesday. Have to think about it. Today is Wednesday, so Saturday, when my husband goes to visit his mother, I will go ahead and probably do another vlog. Just telling everybody how it went Friday. Unfortunately, I had to cancel on my mom yesterday. She wasn't supposed to come over until after 12. She was at my house at 11:20. I wasn't feeling good with the rain for 2 days, my back and everything. It's still wet out today. So I just said, well, how about we do something on Friday? Because Friday's supposed to be a really nice day. She's like, oh yeah, well, I can come over with my boyfriend after 5 o'clock. I was like, okay, that's fine. So probably get here. They're coming from New Hampshire, so probably get here at 5:30, and about 7 o'clock's good time to go. I don't have people stay that long, and I don't stay no more than 2 hours at someone else's house. After that, I'm just ready to go. Even if it's a party or something, it's just the way I am. I'm in so much pain. I would rather just be at home where I can relax. And you're in pain, you don't want to be having conversations and, you know, depending how much pain, you don't want a fake smile and things of that nature. So I just really like to stay at home. So I text a lot to my family and friends, and when I'm having a good day, I'll pick that day to call 2 or 3 people for 30, 40 minutes and have a conversation with them. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you do, I appreciate it.